know what's poppin'. Max gonna drop in, jump up in the mic, yeah, gotta stay saucin'. That's Puerto Rico, head bandito, road to redemption, that's all we know. Live on crack, this my crap. From the west side, yeah, that's the best. Double O, Ohio, blow so much they call for snow. Hell no powder, pump it louder, hit the...
What's up, guys? Welcome back to this episode of the Road to Redemption podcast. As always, your host, Cam Williamson. We've been hard at work. That's why you guys are seeing the podcast just a hair bit late. Sorry about that. What are you going to do? With that, let's talk about a little bit what's going on in the world. We're going to cover second stimulus checks are going to be a new thing. Let me see. I got it all written down. I don't know why I'm sitting here guessing. Facebook, Google, YouTube, and Amazon, I all believe, were all the major tech CEOs, entrepreneurs, mega giants, whatever you want to call them. They were all testifying in front of, I believe it was the Senate yesterday, for censorship, for selling of information that they should not have sold. A lot of stuff. I'm going to switch these up. Yeah, that's no good, so we'll definitely cover that. Podcast points. Stop talking shit on your parents for your life. I like that. Let's just start with that, and then we'll get into all the breaking topics of the day. If you guys can notice, I'm not on the couch today. I'm sitting still in the studio, but just using a different part of it. I don't know. I felt like the podcast has taken a back seat to everything else that I'm doing because the podcast is still very structured. It's still, hey guys, welcome to the show. My name is Cam Williamson. I'm your host as always. Here's what we're going to talk about. That's how podcasts perform the best. Just being honest. That's analytically, that's how they perform. If I let too much dead air hang in the room, you guys will sign off. It's not in today's attention span. I am not that person. I like to think before I speak. Excuse me. I like to consider what I say before I say it, and I like to do that for many reasons. One, I try to think, where is that source coming from? Two, is it factual? Is it going to help the situation, or am I just talking shit? And then also, if it's not helpful or, it seems more like you're just talking shit, well, are you doing it with the idea to improve? Right? I see talking shit and whatever is a big reason why people use that as an excuse to not chase their dreams. Right? If that's what I can get at, to bring it full circle. About stop talking shit about your parents, stop blaming your parents. Well, my parents didn't think I could do this. Well, everybody said that it's 1 in a million chance. Well, yeah, guys, that's for everything. That's for everything. All the time. No matter what you do, there will be somebody somewhere that will go, that makes no sense. Why are you doing that? Do you understand what the likelihood of your success is? There will always be those. So what benefits you, right? Now, they're proving that, right? Good for them. You're right. There's a 1 in a million chance that I could ever do that. Well, guess what? They just eliminated one of those million. Now you have a better chance. And I hear a lot of it, well, that's just not what my upbringing was. That's cool for you. No. I didn't grow up with people that were cool with getting tattooed and talking about the rougher styles of life. Mental health wasn't cool when I was coming up. Being me when I was 10 years ago, I got told stop acting black. Oh, look, he's just a kid. His dad took off again. That's a troubled one. Man, that kid's really going to struggle in his life. Then I started drinking, and oh, man, that kid's going down the same road as his pops. That's what everyone said. Man, the apple don't fall far from the tree, does it? Man, that sucks. He's destined for that. That's destined in his future because, he was raised primarily by his mother and grandmother and sister. Chances are his chance of success are almost none. Well, that's probably true. And I believe that. So, what did I do? I followed in all the bad things that people said about my father. I followed in all of those footsteps. As far as what they said, whether they were true about him or not, that's what was put on to me. You are his son, i.e., you will do these things. Again, whether they were true or not, if that's put on you, one thing that I always find amazing, also, I'll save that last part. One thing that I find amazing in the world, if you look at Deontay Wilder and you look at Kanye West, they have many things in common: greatness, talent, all these things. But what is the one thing that they have the most in common that has driven them to their career that I can find? I believe it was Deontay Wilder's grandmother, and it was Kanye West's mother told them, you are anointed by God. That's what their belief system is, Christianity, or Catholicism, something with the deity of God as the Christian religion understands it. You are anointed by God. You will be something great. Now, that doesn't mean he wasn't given structure, and that doesn't mean he wasn't probably influenced in ways, but their whole lives they were told, you are gifted from God. You are a messenger of God. You are to go on and do great things. Well, what did they do? They both have gone on to do great things. Now, whether Kanye ever puts out an album again or Deontay Wilder ever wins a fight again, can you disagree with what their parents said or their grandparents said? So, they could, I'm sure, sit around and talk all day long about the things that their parents said to them that may have harmed them or hurt them, because the people that you're around the most and the people you love the most, well, those are the people you hurt the most. Just X's and O's. Time spent versus time away from each other. I mean, it's people. It's human beings. How do we move on from the pain and the hurt and the sorrow and this constant heavy feeling that's always equated out to baggage? But how do we escape that? I'm not just here to tell you guys to suck it up and stop talking shit about your parents or whoever raised you. I'm here to come to you with conclusion, with answer, with hopefully something transformative for you. So the next time you find yourself feeling bad about yourself or your situation or where life seems to have you at the moment, I want you to consider a few things. If you can. If you're driving, obviously don't close your eyes, but I always encourage closing your eyes when you're doing any kind of self-analysis, because then at least nothing else, you're shutting off the other stimulants that may cause you to think, right? So we find ourselves in traffic, right? We find ourselves in traffic. Obviously, traffic is doing what it's going to do, and everybody's going half the speed they should, only in front of you. The person next to you is just texting away, and you can see that. The person in front of you going right didn't use their blinker. What the fuck is wrong with people? And now, anger, impatience, narcissism, egocentric behavior starts to present itself. And it almost feels good, because when you got out of the shower this morning and something fell and it crashed into everything else and it woke the kids up, well, you didn't get to flip out then, because you're still trying to keep the kids asleep and you don't want to have your kids see you flip out. Okay, bet. Bottle. You go to do whatever, last of the coffee creamer's out. Motherfucker, why can't I catch a break this morning? You know, subconsciously in the back of your head, well, my father has, issues with, emotion or whatever. This is all stuff that's been put in your head. Well, this person has anger issues, this person has anger issues in my life, this person doesn't deal with emotion the best, whatever. And this is all not something you're consciously thinking of while these events are happening, but it's a part of your identity. Somewhere, someone told you that for long enough to where if someone was to be like, damn, dude, you get so mad. And then once you calm down, you'd be like, man, everybody in my family's got this kind of temper. It's the way we are. People want to use that as an insult towards someone. It's not an insult. Having a temper is not an insult. You just have to learn how to control it. Having a temper, right, now, used manipulatively is not the same thing. To do things out of anger, especially anytime you put your hands on somebody, and then to go, oh, I'm sorry, I'm just really passionate. No, that don't play. But I'm saying usually people get a temper and they flip out over seemingly little shit is because it's either building, like I said, you couldn't deal with one thing, one bad thing led to another, now you're stuck in your car, what the fuck, why can't I catch a damn it, man, and now you're off. And then the whole time, though, that subconscious plays. Yep, you're just like your pops. You're just like this person. You're just like that. You're doing this. You're doing that. You're following the same shit. Well, then, without even thinking about it, you grab a can of snuff, you put a dip in. Okay. Well, there's another bad habit that sent me down. But I got to deal with everything else that happened this morning. And I'm talking about myself, clearly. I'm just using the example. Put a dip in, I bet. For now, because I have this sensation of this and my impulse has been fulfilled, at least for the moment, I'm good now, right? But unless I just sit here, just like this, with a dip in, after having a caffeine source and a cannabis source to calm my ass down and a meditation session and everything else I need for my self-help and my self-care, I'm sitting here. Okay, so if it gets any more stressful than that, what happens? Motherfucker, cocksucker, motherfucker. And I'm off again. But why? The dip didn't help. The cannabis helps. I can't deny that. By the way, sock check. Jack Skellington socks. Bang. The cannabis helps only because the cannabis helps to quiet. Okay, let's talk about it. Fuck it, let's go here. Fuck it, we're going on. We're gonna do it. I have been talking so much recently, especially on Instagram. I've been typing instead of speaking. I've been trying to shut my mouth. I've been trying. I apologize for the sounds of my phone. One of my business associates is messaging me. I have to handle that in a second. I've been struggling a lot lately with my own ego. Your ego is who you think you are, right? It's who you've been told you are. By your parents, by your friends, by your exes, by your boss, by your spouse, by your kids. I am, to the world, Cam Williamson, Mac Hayes, Cam Williamson official, the podcaster, the father, the husband, the asshole, the whatever. I am so many things to so many people, yet none of those things are actually me. They are part of my physical life, of who I am here on this earth, absolutely. They're the biggest parts of those things. My family and all that, obviously. What I feel like I'm supposed to do on this earth is very clear to me. Show kindness, love, use my talents and my gifts to help as much as I can. Focus on that and everything else will take care of itself. And then get rid of everything I thought I was supposed to be. Right? I've been getting this a lot recently. Awful sensitive for a man. Yeah? Am I? Cool. Let me know how that works out for you in the next 10 years. This guy was just a comment troll kind of thing. but he was just talking shit about a situation. I was like, actually, man, that's not the case. Like, you keep trying to say that everybody who's talking about this is this way, everybody who talks about this is that way. You're awful fucking assumptive for somebody in a comment thread with no display picture. Because I'll go. I don't care. And he made that point too. Dude, I got to go to work. It's nice to see you have time to sit on Facebook. And I said, yeah, man. I'm my own boss. I have my own business. If I want to sit here and go back and forth with people, which is where I feel like is the 1950s version of walking through the downtown commons, talking to the locals, well, being in the comment section is how you do that, like it or not. So I told him that. I said, yeah, man, actually I am able to do this because I host my own show where I put my own opinions on air. And I say that not to be arrogant or to try to jump up in his ass, but to try to motivate him. Hey, man, you don't have to be a piece of shit online. You don't have to treat people bad online to be fulfilled. That's all it is. Any person, myself included, sorry if this is making a bunch of noise as I hit the table, myself included, when I watch the podcast that I enjoy and I go, motherfucker, I don't know why he had to say that. Oh, man, that's annoying as shit when he does that. Oh, man, well, blah, 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 blah. Anything negative, what am I doing? What am I really saying? It's not how I'd have done it. It's not my fucking show. It's not my show. And I'm watching their show because I'm a fan of what they do. So why, if I'm a fan of what they do, name that movie. If you can name that movie in the comment section, I've got a giveaway pack for you, my friends. First 3 people that can name that movie. That's not going to work because you guys are going to fucking copy the first person that gets it. First person that names it, I got a giveaway pack for you. Bet. How about that? I'll even give you a tip. He fixes his hair. It's a very good movie. One of my favorites of all time. Drop it in the comments. I lost it now. I lost what I was saying. Ego. Getting rid of your fucking ego. Yeah. It's hard, man. It's very hard because the hardest part of my ego that I've had a difficulty... Why am I repeating myself so much? The part of my ego that I'm having the most difficult time with is the struggle side of myself. I am Cam Williamson from the Midwest. I come from this situation and had to do these things to get out of it. Therefore, I don't want anything from anybody. I need nothing from no one. Get fucked if you're trying to help me. You know. Which is what? Egotistical. It's self-isolating. It's self-deprecating. It's all the things that are not conducive to productivity as a business person and as a person who wants to make change in the world and in the community. So I've spent less time talking, more time meditating. I try to meditate at least twice a day now. If I can get 3, cool. Great. That'd be great. I'm working on, while we do this, I'm going to see what other notes we have so we can move on from this topic. It's a good segue, actually. Your ego is something you need to separate from, right? It's definitely something you need to separate from. As far as how you allow it to impact your life negatively on a daily basis. Usually your ego, that's why usually your ego affects you negatively. It's your insecurities and your doubts and your projections of what you think is possible for you onto another person, the same as your parents did that to you in the beginning. So you have to separate from that part of the ego and go, no, I am a kind, loving, caring person. Or I see myself now more these days as I try to see myself as like an energy source. If I can keep my energy good, I've talked about this for a long time. quantum and stuff, if I can keep my energy good and my intentions pure and the things that radiate from me positive, and or at least if it can't be positive, because it can't always be positive. There are bad shit that happens. There's bad days. There's all that, right? If it can't be positive, it's got to at least be genuine. If it's negative and it's genuine, meditate, deal with that. Figure out what it is. And I hate to tell you this, but you don't find those answers at the bottom of a bottle. I tried that. You don't find those answers in church. At least I didn't. You find those answers when life is as hard as it's ever been. You have to find the parts of your ego that fit the situation, that allow you to survive it. Whatever that takes for every individual is different. And I pray that yours is not very dark. And that's another thing too, guys. There's no rock stardom in your life sucking. I think that's something we need to kill. Oh, they had such a hard life. They came from the bottom and now it sucks. That's not fun. It's not fun to do that. It might be fun seeming, which is why I don't enjoy the glitz and the glamour and the highlights of all the social medias and stuff. But there's an art to production, and that's a part of my ego I'm trying to get aside from, is you can be pure and have amazing production as well. Again, trying to release that part of my ego. Because where that stems from, me going, well, if you're so pure about what you do, then why do you need all the bougie cars and all this? Well, it gets people's attention. It gets people's attention and allows them to have their message heard more. What the fuck does it matter to me? Why do I care? When things work out and things are options to me, do I not want to have options just because I believe something today? Do I want to shut it out forever as an option? No. So I try to stop speaking like that. I had a really hard time thinking that because I came from nothing, I was destined to have nothing. Well, sure. If that's the way you feel about it, it's probably true. It's probably true. I lost the segue to what we were talking about. Oh. Your ego will tell you, right? Well, this person or that individual or that group or whatever. Your ego, what you're told about yourself, what you've been labeled as, all those things, you notice that's how the conscious works, right? You've got the devil on this shoulder and the angel on this shoulder, some people call it. Some people call it your consciousness. Some people call it your ego versus your higher self. Whatever you call it is unimportant. But when you're in a situation and you're going, well, I need this part of my ego so that way I can use my skills and my advantages and my crafts for the good, but I need to leave this part of my ego alone. That way I properly hear what the other person's saying and I can keep my intentions pure so that way we both come out beneficial on this side. I think that's a lot of the areas in this world that we've lost, is being able to find that place of purity between two human beings where we go, look, this is either a personal transaction, a personal relationship, a business transaction, a business relationship, or this is just a opportunity for two people to see what can happen, right? What happened to that? What happened to that? Well, now it seems, anyway, that unless you're completely self-built and you are willing to do as they did in the 1950s or sooner after the Great Depression, which is put your family on your back, build something that's family named, family owned, and you know, you work for yours and you let everybody else be, right? It seems like that's the way you have to find if you want financial success under the U.S. structure that I seem to find myself in, under the life conditions that I have dealt myself and life has dealt me. But through all that, whether you had a great upbringing, negative upbringing, money in the bank or no money in the bank, walk to school, uphill, backwards, shoeless, selling eggs in the middle of the winter. Whatever your story is, allow me to put one thing into your negative ego if I can. I keep saying I want to make a guided meditation video, so maybe here's going to be the start. This will be the first thing I put into your your subconscious ego. Now, if you're driving, don't close your eyes again. If you're in a place where you're just listening to me in your cubicle, whatever, shut your eyes. And I'm going to feed your negative ego something that I think will help. And I think this will help you with your temper. I think this will help you with your patience with your family. I think this will help you with your patience in whatever you're doing with your work. And I also think this will help you awaken whatever creative thing you need to find inside of yourself. It's a very simple phrase. It's something you can repeat to yourself whenever you want. So go ahead and close your eyes. Count down from 3. And we'll say the phrase that is going to magically lift your negative ego from yourself. 3, 2, 1. Nobody gives a fuck what you're doing. Nobody cares. Myself included. No one gives a fuck. For the first 30 seconds, 2 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, this episode's 26 minutes and 12 seconds so far. That's not including the intro. How many people do you think have started the episode that are still here? I guarantee I get like 1 or 2 people that go, hey, nobody gives a fuck. They care while they're getting what gains to them, what serves them. And then when I get boring or I'm a lull or whatever, they go to a music or they turn on another Instagrammer or YouTuber who has better production and is currently wearing the coolest whatever, and then they're motivated by that, and now they go on to 10 other things. Such is the human condition. My ego would tell me, well, fuck, this is Instagram, and this is YouTube, and this is that, and this is this, and this is everything else. Well, if I just had this, if I had what this person had, or if I had the kind of money that these people had, well, you'll never have that kind of money because you're a dude from the West Side from never had shit. See how that happens? How much of that is true? Reality check. How much of that is really true? Not much of it. There's no limit to what I can do. There's no limit to what you can do. There's no limit to what can happen for you. We've seen that. A lot of us who are here at the Road to Redemption have seen that on all the negative sides of life. The only difference between what can happen for you on the positive side of life and what can happen for you on the negative side of life is you believe that negative shit is going to keep happening to you. That's why you're correct. You believe that you're destined for life to fuck you. Because it fucked your parents, and because it fucked your grandparents before them, because they didn't get to go and be a country singer like they wanted, or a football player like they almost were, or because they didn't get to go start a company, build it from nothing, and put their family name over the city. Well, Dad was an honest farmer, and he worked hard every day, but man, oh man, he was a mean cunt when he was around the house. I'm not trying to do that, y'all. I'm not trying to do that. I got the best women a man could ask for in his life. My mother, my sister, my grandmother. Blessed to still have them all. My daughters, my wife. I'm so blessed. If the worst thing that someone can say about me, you awful sensitive for a dude, bruh. Okay. Cool. Should my ego be tainted by that? Should I give a fuck what somebody says in my comment section? Nope. Especially not when they're going to hang out for 10 to 30 seconds, only to talk shit to fulfill their own negative ego and then move on to another situation where yet another person will not give a fuck about what they're talking about. keep it West Side real, you know? Guys, I love you so much. Thank you for hanging out with me on the Road to Redemption podcast. I actually really enjoyed it. Now that I think I switched up the energy and the deja vu, and deja vu with my stupid ass, with the feng shui of the studio, it's kind of cool, man. I kind of like this. The couch, I was falling in it. I think maybe, yeah, I'm not going to put any limitations on it, but I kind of like this. We'll see how it all looks in post and everything, but I think it's going to be all good. Yeah, it sucks that I just lost the camera in the outro, but hey, it's all good. Guys, love you. Go check out my buddy Sauce Unlimited, Darian Wiley at Rico Got the Sauce on Instagram. Go check him out. Check out Sauce Unlimited. If you haven't, go to roadtoredemptionpodcast.com. You can sign up for our mailing list. You can see what everything I've been up to. The episodes are not up to date on the website, but I'm working on getting that done. Still a one-man show. We got a couple things coming up where I will not be a one-man show anymore much longer, so the audio will get caught up, the website will get caught up with the most up-to-date episodes. We're going to do all that coming very soon. Until then, please subscribe on YouTube, subscribe on iTunes, leave us a review on iTunes if you don't mind. Even though I'm getting them caught up, there's a few on there that you'll have to be without for the next couple days, but I'm going to get them caught up by the end of this week, hopefully. Online, join the mailing list. We're trying hard to get merch back out there, merch that you guys will enjoy. That's not just about me, but it's about us. It's about the community we're building here. There'll also be the studio's merch, all that. Keep supporting the music the way you guys have been. I appreciate you so much. If there's anything I could do for you, let me know. Love you guys so much. Peace.